Hello and welcome to Kitze episode 48. Today is Friday, 22nd of March at 3:30 p.m. on the dot. In this podcast, I'm talking about my personal self-development journey, trying to make it in life, whatever that means. We're going to discuss productivity, habits, startups, and if that's your cup of tea, walk with me, put on your headphones and shoes and go out for a walk. You're going to thank yourself later. If you're new here, I'm Kitze, the founder of Sizzy, browser for developers, Benji, the Life OS, and Zero to Ship, the course that will help you finally ship your SaaS. All of them linked in the description below. Send me comment questions and send me comments overall. Like I just noticed, I'm fine with the views. I don't give a fuck about the views, but we had way more discussions before. What happened? Are the topics not I'm not gonna change any format or anything because of the comments, but it would be nice from time to time if you're like, hey, Donut, this is what I thought, or whatever. So don't be assholes. Benji review. Oh boy, let's fuck the Benji review, dude. Let me just take you a few days back. Let me just take you through this golden retriever ADHD brain life and what happened in the last few days. So let's actually start with Saturday. Saturday I see two comments from people saying, hey, where can I find this app? And I decide to throw my entire Saturday away and just code all day on the app which I showed in the previous podcast called Come Back Later, right? So I do all of that. I make a Twitter account, a logo. I don't make a landing page, but I make it look nice. I spend so much effort on it. On Sunday, my parents come, but throughout the entire day, I'm just with my laptop, coding at home, blah, 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 ready to launch it on Monday, to give it to the customers. Because I think 6 or 7 people bought it or something like that. At this point, I'm thinking it's a better idea because I did that with my, AD4K brain, just chasing the next shiny thing. And then on Monday, I didn't even look into launching it because launching an Electron desktop app is a pain in the ass. Like making it for yourself is fine, but distributing it for like other Macs that are not Apple Silicon and then for Windows users, it needs to be signed in for Linux, like all of that shit is just a nightmare. Then on Monday, I decided, I even forgot, what the fuck was I doing on Monday? I think on Monday I said that I can look at the podcast calendar. I was fucking around with Raycast scripts. I was making some scripts about whatever, and I know that I was fucking around with Raycast on Monday. And on Tuesday, let's look at the Tuesday agenda here. Worked overtime, cleaned up inbox, meeting accountability, gym, cleaned up my inbox. Customer are getting in amazing messages. Okay, so on Tuesday I decided, I remember on Monday night I decided that I cannot keep doing this anymore, and I gotta deal with my pile of inbox messages and customers waiting and blah blah blah. So on Monday night at 7 p.m. instead of relaxing until 9 something, I was cleaning up emails, and on Tuesday morning I decided, instead of like, hey, remember that browser thing that you made and people paid for it and now you need to give it to them, right? I decide to be a grown-up and just do a bunch of other miscellaneous tasks and replying to people about conferences and yada yada yada. Then it's Wednesday, which is my free day, and in the morning, I don't even know how I got myself into it and what the fuck was I doing. Around 9 something a.m. I start thinking about, soon I'm going to launch my paid boilerplate. So basically the code that I'm writing throughout the entire course, Zero to Shipped, it's going to be packed for people, and people who paid for Zero to Shipped, basically they're going to get the code. People who get it at the current price. There's going to be a new price, like the course and the code. It's going to be more expensive. But for now, if you got it until, I don't know, this week, let's say, you would get the boilerplate from the course. But if people don't want to watch the course and don't want to watch me babbling for 20, 30 hours, I don't know how long it is, they can just jump straight to the point and take the packed boilerplate and basically use this boilerplate to launch their own startup, launch their own SaaS. So I was thinking, how the fuck will I sell that? I remember, I think I got an email from a couple of people saying, can you give us access to some of the code in the course? And I'm like, it's so annoying just to take chunks of the code and just post them as guests on GitHub and then send them links. I'm like, how the fuck do I share the entire repo? But because it's private. And then I go and I see someone's email and I try to put it in GitHub, but it doesn't give me the username. And I realized, oh fuck, I need to ask them for the username. And then I ask them for the username and they give me the username. And I'm like, if I do this for every fucking customer, it's going to be tedious. And soon I want to launch the paid boilerplate. So there's got to be a solution for this. And lo and behold, fuck the browser that I was building, Come Back Later. But remember the Benji native app when I was working on the Benji mobile app 3 centuries ago? Fuck all of that. Your boy decides to start something new. So I asked on my Discord, which you should join, kitze.io/Discord, how would you guys do that? And someone said, you can make an organization and through the API, just invite people to organization. And then I asked Max, who also has a paid boilerplate, like, hey, how are you doing this shit? And he just pastes me a bit of code. He's like, it's as easy as just inviting people to your GitHub repo. And I'm like, so should I do this for my course only, or should I turn this into an actual product? So now, knowing your boy, the golden retriever that he is, guess which path did he choose? Ta-da! It's already live. So I spent mother freaking Wednesday and Thursday ignoring my entire life, ignoring all the habits, working myself. Like on Wednesday, I probably worked from like 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning with just a little bit of break trying to fall asleep around 1 o'clock. And I'm like, this is not working. My brain is fried. So I went back upstairs. I went back downstairs. I ate some very bad food. I mean, I ate bread, garlic bread, and like a bunch of toast, bread, cheese, whatever, bullshit. And then I continued coding until 4 a.m. and I fell asleep. And on Thursday, I woke up like, was that yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday, I woke up feeling like a train hit me. I had like less than 1,000 steps in the day. So basically, even the computer locking didn't help because I would just take my laptop. I woke up early, the computer is locked, and guess what I do? I just take the laptop and I code in random rooms. And my wife comes downstairs like, honey, where are you, honey? And I'm like, I'm in the random room, just hunched on my laptop coding for 2 days. The good news is that I launched it. The bad news, let's get to the bad news in a second. It's like my work-life balance. So this is live. You can go to joinrepo.com. And basically, if you're selling a boilerplate or a template or a library or whatever, you can go to joinrepo.com and you can easily create a link to invite people to your private repo on GitHub, basically. So the landing page is funny. It's fucking hilarious. Like I put this company logo saying not a single person at this company has heard of us, like ever. For people listening to audio, I'm showing the landing page for joinrepo.com, by the way. Yeah, so it doesn't look good when I'm showing you half of the screen, so now it looks kind of weird. But yeah, I put some fake testimonials here but I intentionally made them fake to make them funny because the product just launched. And that's the landing page. Let me show you how it works quickly. You can log in. I added login with GitHub. This is the first time I implemented login with GitHub just by myself. Usually, I think Zico and Praneet both have done it, and I'm gonna record it as part of my course because adding this in a Blitz app is like easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's super fucking easy. It's like one file that you just, and the boilerplate, the paid boilerplate I'm going to launch, it's actually going to have it out of the box. So when I log in here, I can create a page, and let's say that I want to share my entire organization, so I can share my entire organization, or I can share a repo. Let's say I want to share Kitze CZ native here, and then I can protect it with a password. So I can say this is the password, and if someone knows the password, they can easily join my GitHub repo. I don't need to know their username or whatever. So let's say 123 I can show it on my profile page, and I can choose whether I want to manually approve people before. So they are not automatically added to the repo, but I need to click approve and then they're added to the repo. And then the final thing is you can customize it. Like, how do you want the URL to look like? Something like Kitze, maybe Raycast, Sizzy, something like this. You can ping a webhook when the user joins a repo. You can ping Zapier, get a Slack notification, whatever. You can redirect people, like Rickroll them. That's what I did to Zico. I added a Rickroll here. So after 3 seconds, after they join the repo, they get redirected. And here you can say like, welcome to my repo, or thank you for buying my course, or whatever. So we're going to create this page. And now when I have this page, Sizzy Native, I can go here. And this is basically the thing that I would send to users. So I would send this to users, and they can type their own GitHub username. So they can say, I don't know, Zico369. And here they have to guess the password. I have to tell them the password for this thing. And then they can join it, and they automatically join the repo. So that's option number 1. So let me actually delete that because I don't need that one, and I don't need this one. And a second option is for people who pay. Oopsie daisy, that was a bug, sweetie. That cannot get deleted because reasons. Let me see. Was it deleted, or maybe, I don't know. I have to maybe cascade delete or whatever. Another one is protecting with a license. So this one, 0 to shipped, is actually protected with a lemon squeezy license. And as you can see, the user Zico369 already has access. The green dot mean he has access. And he has put his license that he bought. So he bought the boilerplate for me, and when he goes to this page, he needs to put the license key. So like Zico369, and then here you put a license key and you click join repo, and then once you activate the license key, you cannot go and join the repo again. Even if you go on Lemon Squeezy and just deactivate the license, like join repo will take care to make that people don't share a license key with other people. And in a nutshell, that's the product. Like I can go to my profile. And in my public profile, I currently have CZ Native and 0 to shipped. I should definitely not have CZ Native on my profile, so I should remove that and make sure that it's not shown on my profile page. And yeah, so that's the product in a nutshell. That's what I've been working on for yesterday and the day before that. And I felt like I woke up yesterday feeling like a train wreck and decided somehow to push through the day and to push and code. And then my wife came downstairs and she asked me like, what are you doing and what are you working on? And I started showing her this thing, and she was like, wow. First of all, she was happy that for the first time ever I'm using light mode. Speaking of this, It's also the first time ever. It's the second time actually where I make a landing page using Tailwind, and this has been done with a Tailwind template. I added some custom things like this hover demo thingy here. It's custom, but most of it is I bought Tailwind UI because I'm tired of just making things by myself. So I bought Tailwind UI. I don't know how much it costs, and then I just took their SaaS template. I used ChatGPT to generate this logo, and the first copy that was here was a little bit sloppy. It was something like share GitHub repo, blah blah blah. But the copywriter that I hired for the Zero to Ship website, I consulted with her, and we came up with this. Well, I was part of the process with this that clarifies it even more, like automate access to private repos on GitHub. So I'm glad that this is the first time we're mixing Tailwind and Mantin together. So basically Mantin is for the app, Tailwind is for the landing page. But I'm going to try to, this is a separate dev topic, which I want to discuss on my dev channel. But I want to use Tailwind more. Like in a nutshell, I want to use Tailwind more because there's so many ready-made things, dude, like from templates to components, from whatever. You can just copy paste them into your project and then you have them ready. And for Mantin, the community is not that big to have that many shareable components. And I think I'm going to move more and more towards the direction of Tailwind because I like shipping and I like shipping fast. And I don't like, to waste time on reinventing the wheel when someone else... Like I saw a library yesterday, it's like $49 and it has like 55 ready-made components and it looked fucking fire. And I'm like, why would I write any of these by myself? So speaking of, we'll go back to me sabotaging my life and just doing no work-life balance and whatever. There are people that are against boilerplates and selling libraries and whatever. And with join repo, like I was always vocal, like I wrote this article, GitHub stars won't pay your rent. Like if you have 18 minutes, 20 minutes in your life, like I definitely recommend you read this article. GitHub stars, where are you? GitHub stars won't pay. It's from 4 years ago. It goes viral on Hacker News for a reason every fucking year. So go and read it. And you can also, the article is a bit different and my talk is different. So if you go to my website, you can also go here and you can also find recordings of my talk, GitHub stars won't pay your rent. So I've been talking about this for the last 4 years, let's say. And join repo is also in this direction of me wanting to sell more code instead of everything is free, everything is open source, we just give away everything for free. And how I think about it, I spend a year, well, not every day, but you need months to come up with the code that I wrote in Zero to Shipped. And that's a month, but it's packing like my last 10, 15 years of experience in web dev and just packing them into a month of coding. If you would go ahead and add all the functionalities by yourself, it would take way longer than a fucking month. Because how I bootstrap join repo so easily is I use my own boilerplate for the first time. So the boilerplate that I made for the course, I used it for the first time. So I just forked it and out of the box, I got all of these things like settings, shortcuts, spotlight, like whatever is here, switching, dark theme, light theme, managing customers, API hooks, web hooks, like everything comes out of the box. It's made with Mantin. I'll have to figure out whether I'm going to do a separate one for Tailwind, separate one for Mantin, because I want to give people the option to use Tailwind. But basically, if I had to write this from scratch, it wouldn't have been shipped in one day. It would definitely take way more time. So my point is, buying a boilerplate or buying a library for $49, which has 50 Tailwind components, it would take me weeks to write all of those components. And granted, I might not need all of them, but it's nice to just bootstrap things. And I think people who don't value their hourly rate, they would be like, oh no, bro, I can just watch a tutorial and code this by myself. But if you value your time, I'm planning to price my boilerplate. I think it's going to be $199. And I think that's even cheap, but because I priced the course at $300, now I cannot make the boilerplate to also be $300. So I have to find, there's going to be a new pricing scheme. I bumped the course price to $350. I'm planning to even increase it even further. So get it while you can at $350 because you don't fucking know with me. I might, it might go to $900 or I might decrease it to $100. But I think the most worth part of the entire course is the boilerplate that I created. It helps you, kickstart this shit. So, and that's the reason why I mostly made join repo, because I was like, okay, if I launch this next week, if I make a quick landing page for it, how the fuck will I invite people to my repo? I figured that part out. I wanted to say, people who think I'm going to code this by myself, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. First of all, you're not, even if you code something by yourself, it's not going to be all the fucking functionalities, which I need to list somewhere on the page. There's, I think on the Zero to Ship page, I have list everything, zero2ship.com. Let me just go here. All of these things are actually now part of the boilerplate, so authentication, databases, roles, sending emails, like nice email templates, payment integration, lemon squeezy, webhooks, image uploads, video uploads, all sorts of styling helpers, different environments. Everything is type safe. Forms are type safe, user profiles, admin profiles, keyboard shortcuts, like responses. Like, I don't want to read, like, go to zero to shipped and read, like, everything here has been fucking implemented except these things. Like, the things with the gray check mark are not implemented. But there's, like, so much code that you need to write by yourself. And this way you just buy the boilerplate, you fork it, and you just have it for yourself. Anyway, I'm talking about this way too much. People who think that boilerplates are not worth it and that every part of code online should be free, like, fuck off. Code, sometimes open source makes sense. I've done a lot of open source in my life, but I also prefer, like, this is years of my packed expertise. I just don't want to give it away for free. Simply, it is what it is. So I didn't feel good at all yesterday. I tried to take a nap after lunch because, like, went to sleep at 4 something a.m. just with Netflix playing some bullshit documentary so I could fall asleep. I woke up, I was sleeping in a separate room. I woke up around 7 something. I was like, back to the grind. Let's just go back and code and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, as I mentioned, like, my wife came downstairs and she started asking me, like, what are you doing and what are you coding and why are you making that now? And because I'm trying to, sometimes for her to keep me accountable at what the fuck am I doing with life. And she's like, was it really the right time to do this? Because I just could have made this for myself. Just like I had Comeback Later made for myself. I decided, no, I'm going to make it for other people. Then I saw how hard it is to distribute an Electron app. And I have like 7 payments now. So I would rather go and refund all the people who bought. Like, I would refund these 7 people and be like, oopsie daisy, just shut the product down for now, delist it from my page, and keep it for myself, because I'm already spread way too thin with, like, just Sizzy and Benji and the course. They're spreading me too fucking thin to have one more thing that I need to maintain now. And even if I ship it, like, then I would have to grow, figure it out how to grow it and blah, blah, blah. Even with Join Repo, I made it and I'm like, oh, what now? People are like, oh my fucking God, this is a genius idea. You have to monetize it. But all of this shit just puts so much psychological pressure on me just to perform and to do and whatever. And yesterday I'm coding. Like, my wife was just sitting with me on the beanbag, and I'm like, are you going to watch me code? And she's like, sure, I'll just stay here for a while. And I'm like, this would be so amazing to have it as a service, like someone watching you do your work. Like, Boss is a service. I think that website exists. Boss is a service. Someone that makes sure that you're working on the right thing. And I felt guilty. I was tweaking some confetti animation or whatever. When you join a repo, there's like confetti. And like my wife, it was super fucking hilarious. She just tapped her nail on the laptop like, ... She just did that. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, this would be so helpful if you just stay here every day. Just the baby just sitting upstairs on her own, just starving. And my wife just sitting with me on a beanbag. And every time the golden retriever, which is me, decides to work on some bullshit, my wife just taps her nail like, tap, tap, tap. We need basically tapnailasaservice.com. Someone overlooking, are you working on the right tasks? Or are you just starting side projects of side projects of side projects of side projects? And just talking to my wife, like, it was really helpful. Just not to do like on autopilot, but to actually talk with someone, like, what am I trying to do? And she's like, what is the end goal here? And I'm like, I honestly have no fucking idea. Like, it's a simple service. People who already know how to code, they can make their own redeem page. Like, it would take them a few hours if you know what you're doing. Like, with the lemon squeezy integration and validating API keys and a bunch of other shit, might take you a little bit more. But in the end of the day, it's not easy to sell this. And first of all, I listed like, okay, here are like 12 things that I can do as part of the pro plan. But just coding all of that will take me a week. And I'm like, why? I'm already like drowning here with so many fucking things. Why would I make a pro version of this? So for now, I decided I'm going to leave Join Repo as it is. Like, you can go in and use it for free. When it becomes a burden for me to maintain and when people just start requesting crazy shit, maybe I'll make it paid. For now, I have it for myself. I can share my repos. You can share your repos. It's completely free. And just... I should add this, I made a talk about whether the talk GitHub stars won't pay your rent is basically half of it is you should take your open source thing and monetize it. And half of it is never monetize anything because then you have to deal with customers and whatever. And I think, I wasn't listening to my own advice. With Comeback Later, with Join Repo, yeah. But with Comeback Later, I think I fucked up because I cannot maintain one more paid thing right now. I want to have it for me. It works. And if distributing Electron was easy, maybe I could have, had it. Or I can maybe hire a contractor. Maybe that's not a bad idea. And just tell them, hey, just make sure this is on, like, people can download the desktop app and it works on Linux, Windows, and whatever, and just fuck off. So I should definitely do that. Anyway, let me just read you something from The Mountain Is You, which I'm reading today, because I'll explain to you why am I reading something. It's called, like, this book is made about me. Literally, this should have been The Mountain is a Donut with my fucking face on the cover, just grinning. Okay, uprooting. Holy shit, uprooting. Uprooting happens when someone finds themselves jumping from relationship to relationship or changing their business website again and again. Oopsie daisy, she's writing about me. Is my wife, like, is this Brianna Weiss, like, my wife as an undercover author or something? Because, like, she knows way too much about me. Starting their business website again and again when they really need to focus on confronting relationship issues when they arise or taking care of clients that they already have. Now, this makes me pissed, dude, because I have thousands of clients for Sizzy. I could have made Benji for myself. No need to make it paid. Just let the people use it or don't use it. But I already have shit ton of clients with Sizzy, which I'm not training. I'm training them to jump hoops. I'm not treating them professionally. I'm not treating them like it's because of these fucking clients that I was able to buy this giant house, the car, like everything that I have is mostly because of Sizzy clients. Yes, the course made shit ton of money and I'm grateful for everyone that bought the course, but the course hype will come and go. Sizzy is my main fucking thing. And I don't know what do I need to do to get in this thick fucking skull that I need to treat, throughout the last week, like just checking the metrics for comeback later and one day people buy it and then the next day no one buys it. And then starting join repo and all of this shit. One constant thing that's been happening on Slack is just like new customers sign up for Sizzy. Every fucking day, dude, as clockwork. So instead of optimizing that funnel, making sure that I'm keeping these customers, starting some email campaign, like making sure the app is polished, it's working on Linux, it's updated to the latest thing. Yesterday I saw the fucking saddest thing ever, dude. I'm getting chills. Like I don't want this product to die. Like I don't want Sizzy to die, but also I'm not doing anything to keep it alive. And I'm going to be like, fuck. Shit, man. Like this makes me emotional for real. It's fuck, dude. Okay, had to pause for a while because I told you I want to keep it real in the podcast, but maybe not that real. I'm going to start crying here about a startup. But just, dude, 5 years. Like this July, Sizzy is celebrating 5 fucking years. And me and Praneet, who now works for another company, we're grinding so fucking hard, especially in the beginning, to get it where it is. And now there's a forum post asking, is Sizzy dead? And like it hurt me, like really fucking hurt me because I don't want to throw, like I feel like in the beginning I was doing everything right and then I was doing nothing right now. Not even merch, not even stickers. I visited hundreds of conferences since we created Sizzy and I didn't promote it enough. Like I didn't care about it enough. I felt like I had the startup of my life. Like this could have been the creation that would have paid for this house and not just this house, my mom's house, my sister's house, I could have settled everyone in life and did something big out of myself. And I feel like I let it slip, just doing side projects here and there. I also love Benji. It's like my passion project to create my own life OS so I can organize my life. But I just don't want to let Sizzy die, So today, first thing that I did is instead of fucking finishing join repo and dealing with that shit, I was like, oh, fuck that. Let me just work on Sizzy. Dude, there's no fucking ending. There's no, like, I remember these conversations back when I lived in Macedonia. And that's like, or maybe I was visiting from somewhere, but my mom was in Macedonia, which is like ages ago. And she's asking me, what happened with that product? And I'm like, oh, I have an idea. I'm going to rotate my products in a way so I make sure that I work on all the projects instead of letting some of them die. But I've been in these circles forever, dude. And I don't fucking know. I've been thinking of like, should I do every day of the week? Like Monday I do Sizzy, Tuesday I do Benji, Wednesday I do Zero to Ship, then I do something else. Should I do weekly themes where I do like 1 week of Sizzy, 1 week of Benji or whatever. Having teams and having people that work on everything, it's impossible because I don't have the funding right now. So I have some contractors here and there. I have friends who help like Zico and whatever. But it's not enough. Like I want to, like Benji should be treated as a company, like proper fucking company, at least a couple of employees, and Sizzy should be treated as a company, and then Zero to Shipped and the course business should be treated as a company. But I've been just going in circles trying to bootstrap these companies. It's fucking hard. Anyway, listen to this shit. Instead of taking care of the clients they already have. In uprooting, you are not allowing yourself to blossom. You're only comfortable with the process of sprouting, which I think, I have this in my talk, like every product reaches, like Sizzy has reached for me, like the peak of fun, it was somewhere in there. And then as soon as it's like, you need to actually maintain it and you need to grow it in order to go through that peak, the peak that you reached. In order to go further, you cannot just keep doing, let's build features, fuck around on stream and blah, blah, blah. You gotta do other shit. You gotta talk to your customers, make customer personas, make a better landing page, make a good help center, docs, record videos. And I didn't want to deal with that shit. So I just sprouted something new. Fuck it, let's create Benji. Let's create Glink. Like in the middle, like when we reached that peak with Sizzy, I created Glink, which was like a 6-7 month detour. I created Benji. I created like so many fucking things instead of doing the hard parts, the hard tasks that I needed to do to take CZ even further, or like taking a VC investment. It would have been very hard for me because the VCs asked me, hey, you got to focus on one thing. And I'm like, nah, I would rather fuck around with multiple small things. Like, I've read this in another book. Like, there's some psychological aspect here, maybe, that, not maybe, but that's what it said in the book, that you would just rather have multiple things. So you tell people, oh, like, CZ is not successful because I'm working on too many things at once, because you're afraid what's going to happen if you bet everything on your main thing, and then it's your main thing and it fails, and you don't want to deal with those emotions, you know? Reading more from the book. It might be constantly needing a Russian! It might be constantly needing a fresh start, which is often the result of not having healthy ways to deal with stress or struggling with conflict resolution. Uprooting can be a way of diverting attention from the actual problems in your life, as your attention must go towards reestablishing oneself at a new job or in a new town, or in my case, in a new project, in a new project, in a new project. But we're indie hacking, and we're creating hashtag build in public, hashtag, what was that thing called? Small bets, like making thousands of small bets instead of shut up, dude, it's so annoying. Ultimately, uprooting means you're always just beginning your new chapter, but never really finishing it. Despite your efforts to keep moving on, you end up more stuck than ever before. Dude, this is the banger episode of the podcast. We should end it here. 48 is the banger. I recorded a banger. Kitze should end right here, right now. Leave a fucking comment. I'm not done with the podcast, but if this one deserves a motherfucking comment, share it with people. Tell them on Twitter, on whatever, like Facebook, LinkedIn. Be like, holy shit, this is the most amazing thing I ever heard of. Share the fucking thing. Because today in the sauna, I actually had thoughts of, ending this fucking thing. I want to take YouTube seriously. I found the editor. Like, Ashley is back in my life. And it cannot be with Kitze. Like, people are not going to take this channel seriously if I just upload a daily podcast rambling about shit. And I'm like, should I end the podcast at episode 50 and then just move on, and do like proper weekly videos or whatever? I'm not sure and then people are going to be like, oh my God, I miss Kitze. And where are those fuckers right now while I'm recording Kitze? Anyway, I'm not going to end it at episode 50 because I still feel I need this vent at the end of my day. And I need all of this data about my work days. I like that, I summarize everything and I speak. I can take the notes from this and eventually just find patterns in my life of what to improve. Maybe it's going to go on a separate channel or audio only or whatever. But banger episode. Tap myself on the back. So yeah, dude, I've been doing a lot of uprooting. I've been doing a lot of starting from scratch. And this morning I decided, join repo as good as it is. Maybe I'll launch it on Product Hunt at some point. Like right now, I started a collaboration with AppSumo, and there's a lot of things I need to do there. And I think I have this point, like the launch of CZ being promoted on AppSumo. It's gonna be in at some point, I think in a month and a half, maybe 2 months. And I want to use this period to fix a bunch of shit in CZ, because we're going to be like, it's going to be an avalanche of new customers. And I'm not ready, to take on them, especially if I'm like, no, don't bother me now. I want to work on new products. So today I coded. Tomorrow, again, I'm going to finish this new feature in CZ, which actually I needed it to promote join repo. So my life, dude, is like this tangled, like when I wanted to share screenshots of join repo, I couldn't find a nice way to take screenshots. So I remembered, wait, CZ has a photo studio, but it's kind of garbage because we let it go and we didn't finish it. So today I was working on the photo studio, which now will let me take better pictures of other products when I'm working on them. Like, everything is so tangled, dude. I cannot untangle myself. I cannot leave CZ and work on Benji. I cannot leave Benji and work on CZ. I cannot let Glink go, because from Glink it depends all the changelogs and all the features and all the things. It's so fucking tangled. Whatever. What else did I do today? 1 minute left. I was working on my taxes. I was actually recording super detailed videos for my new assistant. I accepted a new assistant just because of the name, dude. He looked professional. Everything is great. But the name, Leandro Marcelino. We're going to take over the mafia with this guy. Leandro Marcelino is starting on Monday, dude. And we're going to fucking kick ass. I got to go. I have more things to talk about, but I guess I'm going to do them in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Leave a fucking comments, you donut. And I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye.